That's intense.
Concept of the false self, developed by Donald Winnicott and discussed in sources like the School of Life video and Heal NPD materials, is described as a really profound, sometimes tragic survival strategy, and it starts very, very early.
How early?
Infancy, early childhood. Picture a baby or a young child expressing a very real, authentic need or feeling. They're hungry, they're furious because a toy was snatched, they're sad, they're bursting with loud joy.
Normal kid stuff.
Totally normal.
Mm.
But if the caregiver consistently can't handle those authentic expressions, maybe they get irritated, they withdraw, they get angry themselves, or they just ignore the child's emotional reality.
The child feels unsafe expressing those things.
Worse than unsafe, the child faces a fundamental dilemma. Their actual survival depends on that attachment bond with the caregiver, but their authentic self feels like a threat to that bond.
Wow. That's intense.
It is. So the child, brilliantly adaptive as children are, senses this intolerance. They learn implicitly, okay, that feeling isn't welcome here. That need is too much.
So they suppress it.
They suppress the authentic feeling or need, and instead they develop ways of being that please the caregiver, that meet the caregiver's needs or expectations. Winnicott called it compliance far too early. The child becomes hyper-attuned, constantly scanning, what do they want me to be, what's acceptable?
And that becomes the false self.
That adaptation creates the false self. It's a personality structure built around external demands and reactions, not around an inner core sense of being. The child survives by becoming what others seem to need, burying the parts that weren't welcomed.
So later in life.
Later in life, someone operating heavily from a false self might feel kind of unanchored, empty inside, maybe numb, or like they're just going through the motions. They might be incredibly successful on the outside, great at playing roles, but there's this painful disconnect from a sense of inner vitality, of being real.
It wasn't a choice to be false then.
Not at all. It was a necessary adaptation for survival, for maintaining that crucial connection. It gave form to an inner world that felt too dangerous to reveal.
It's amazing how resilient kids are, but also, what a cost.
The significant cost to their later well-being and sense of self, absolutely.